In this video, we'll take a look at an overview of Adobe Illustrator and also go through the differences between a raster and vector graphic and also the anatomy of a vector graphic. If you have taken a picture with your phone's camera or downloaded an image from the web, you have most likely captured a raster graphic or image. Raster images are made up of rectangular shapes filled with data called pixels. These pixels contain some basic information such as resolution, color, and position along a grid. One thing to keep in mind is that a raster graphic relies heavily on its set resolution for displaying a clear image. This means that the graphic was captured at an intended set resolution, and so if your intention is to enlarge the graphic, its pixels may get distorted or decrease in quality. On the other hand, a vector graphic is based on mathematics and is created by plotting points along a grid, known as anchor points. These anchor points are connected by line segments or paths. This allows vector graphics to be infinitely scalable and independent of resolution until you choose the intended output for your graphics. So what I have on screen now is a set of icons. The set on the left was set to a specific resolution of 72 ppi, which is pixels per inch, using Adobe Photoshop. The others are a set created in Adobe Illustrator. I will zoom into the raster icons and the vector icons so that you can see the difference in quality. When I zoom into the raster on the left, you can see the pixels much like when you zoom into a photograph. Now when I zoom into the set on the right, you will notice that there are no pixels, just smooth and crisp vector curves and lines. So in essence, I can take any single vector graphic and scale it up to any dimension I like, and then determine the resolution output I need that vector artwork to be set at for its intended medium. I can take the same vector art and place it on a business card and then scale it up to fit a billboard advertisement without worrying about the quality being degraded or distorted. Now that we know vector graphics are based on math and its anchor points are plotted along X and Y coordinates, Illustrator also has the ability to create 3D graphics, which means it also has the ability to plot points and paths along a Z-axis. The Z-axis allows you to add a depth to an object, so Adobe Illustrator has the ability to create both 2D graphics and 3D graphics. So now that we've gone through a quick overview of vector graphics, let's see what the anatomy of a vector graphic consists of. So first we know that they are made up of anchor points. However, depending on the shape that you want to create, vector graphics can consist of 3 types of anchor points. The first is known as a corner point. Corner points connect 2 straight line segments, such as the connection points within a rectangle or polygon. The second type is known as a smooth point. Smooth points connect 2 curved line segments. These can be found in shapes like an ellipse or a circle. Smooth points also come with 2 control handles that jut out at either end, which are responsible for manipulating the curve or bend of the curved line. Finally, the third anchor point is known as a combination point. This is where a straight line segment joins with a curved line segment. In this case, since there is one curved line segment, there would only be one control handle to manipulate the one curved line. Vectors are also made of paths or line segments that connect anchor points. There are 2 types of paths. These are known as open paths, such as a straight line, curve, or swirl, and the second type is known as a closed path, which is any shape that is joined by its beginning and ending points. For example, a square, circle, or triangle. Finally, in order to display or print vector graphics, we must dress them with attributes. There are 2 types of attributes that vector graphics consist of, which are fills and strokes. A fill can be a solid color, pattern, or gradient. A fill dresses the interior of an object. A stroke can also be a solid color and gradient, but can also consist of dashed lines. A stroke dresses the outside geometry of an object and can also have varying weights. So in conclusion, without attributes, you will not be able to view your artwork on screen. To do so, you must apply a fill or stroke to your vector objects. In our next lesson, we will take a look at Illustrator's interface and discover how we can select objects, anchors, and paths in order to move, scale, and edit our vectors. We will also take a look at how we can draw basic shapes and use Illustrator modifier keys and shortcuts to create a series of basic shapes that are the foundation of building vector artwork. Feel free to leave comments and questions below and like this video if you found it helpful. As usual, share it with others who might find it useful, and I'll see you all in the next one.